Hi, everybody. Welcome to today's event, a faculty face-off, a design series challenge. My name is Josh Kapusinski, and I'm a professor here in the communication department at City Tech. And today I'm joined with another member of our faculty, an instructor here, Justine Sanborn. Justine, say what's up.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome, welcome.
I'm excited. I'm excited about today. We have a fun event. Traditionally, we have done the faculty face-off design series challenge in person, obviously. And the way that it would go, just to explain and give some context on this, we would have two professors challenge each other, and the professors would be of similar disciplines. So that means two illustration professors, two graphic design professors, and they would create a design based on a prompt that we would give them on the day of the event. So they would be given about 45 minutes to create the design, which is not a lot of time. If you've ever created art or anything that is on the computer, it takes a long time to do it. So this is definitely a challenge. And so at the end of that, we would have our participants explain and talk through the process, because that's an important thing that we teach our students to do, to articulate and talk about their idea and defend their idea. And then there was a vote from the audience. And so we live in a virtual world, obviously, now. And so Justine, you want to explain kind of what's going to go on with all these people? I'm kind of wondering what
All right, all
I'm
right.
kind of creeped out by all these people in the
There's a
room.
lot. There's a lot of
I know,
people, a lot of
I know.
paper, a lot of hands happening here today on our screens. So for today's format, we're doing multiple competitors, not just two, and all of which are from the COMD community, whether professors or support staff. So we got a lot of folks here, and they all work in many different disciplines. Today, we will be working in perhaps their preferred discipline, perhaps illustration, graphic design, to create content in regards to the theme today, which is the theme of Gordon Parks. So competitors will have 45 minutes to complete their design and should not be using any pre-design elements. So we're watching. Well, watching for those pre-designed elements, they better not have any, right? If you got some fonts, you better be pre-draw, or you better be drawing them yourselves, okay? That's what we're saying. After 45 minutes has passed, each participant will have about 2 to 3 minutes to talk about their processes and ultimately defend their work and tell you all why their work is the best and deem your approval and your vote. So, Josh, do you want to explain the rules a little bit more so folks know the requirements of these folks today?
Yes. So guys, we're streaming live on the COMD YouTube channel. So thank you for tuning in. I just want to say that up front. And make sure you stay online, because as Justine mentioned, we are voting. So you guys get to vote at the end of this at around 1:30 is an important time, because that is, again, when our participants are going to stop designing, and they're going to start talking about their ideas and or the process, or what they tried to do or what they failed to do, right? This is a very big challenge, and some people have gotten all nervous about this. People who are not nervous people, right? We've had this in person, and it's a very popular event. It's a fun event. I think in these times when I'm not talking about rules, guys, I know, just hang on a second. I think this is important though, right? The pandemic has taken such a toll on all of us, students especially, and teachers and staff. And so I do want to commend everyone for being strong and powering through all this amidst so much of craziness going on. So stay strong. We have about 4 more weeks in the semester, and so hopefully this will provide an hour or so of kind of fun to see your professor kind of under pressure, and like they are giving you assignments every week. And so this is the tables are turned, as they say. Okay, so the rules, let's do that. So I have a couple things here, and let's do this. Okay, so you can't do whatever you want, right? I know some people like to do that these days, but that's not what we're doing right now. We have some rules to follow for our participants, and so we're going to be working in a square format. And So hopefully maybe we can put this stuff on Instagram and promote it, and maybe it can go into the Gordon Parks exhibit. That would be cool as well. If you're working digitally, the design has to be a minimum of 1080 by 1080. So that's a square format, obviously. You can use any colors. That includes black and white, typefaces, and mediums accepted, right? So it could be illustration, could be graphic design. You could use glitter. That's been a very popular, Justine.
Salt Bay. Salt Bay that glitter all over everything.
Right, I know. That's the secret weapon.
Really,
and you can integrate a lot of stuff online. This is really just whatever you can think of in 45 minutes. Put it together. We're all very creative, and I think it's going to be awesome. It's a fun event to bring. 45 minutes to bring.
We only got a half hour the first time.
Look who showed up.
Now you're expanding it.
So
we
I
have some
invited
latecomers here.
So we have some hecklers in here, everybody. I did invite a couple people when we start to. That's Professor Garastegui trying to get some airtime. I know he has his own podcast. Everybody, Works in Progress. I'm going to plug it, even though he didn't tell me. You can pay me later.
Process, not progress. See?
What did I say? rules everybody. I got to stick to the schedule. Okay, so here's the curveball. Okay, and Justine, maybe you can help me out with the quotes that come up next.
Deal.
So everybody must integrate, or their design must be inspired by one or all or two of these three quotes. Okay, so we're going to present three quotes. So we picked one as announcers. Professor George Larkins, who's putting on a panel discussion for Gordon Parks tonight, and that's at 5:30. By the way, it's on YouTube. It's on our channel. So please join us for that as well. He picked one, right? So he's very much in this, and so he picked a quote. We picked a quote, and we have a student here in COMD, Vashni, who's here. She is not heckled yet, but maybe I don't know. I think she's she's going to talk about one of the quotes. Okay, so those are our rules, and so let's just move it to our quotes. So Justine, you want to kind of read the first two, and then we'll let Vashni read the one that she picked there.
Let's do it. Drum roll. This is the time, folks. So quote number one: the guy who takes a chance, who walks the line between the known and unknown, who is unafraid of failure, will succeed. That's quote number one.
Okay.
Quote number two: I picked up a camera because it was my choice of weapons against what I hated most about the universe: racism, intolerance, and poverty.
Okay, and Vashni. Hi, Vashni. How are you?
Hi, guys. I'm doing great. I'm excited to see some work get done on these quotes.
I know. And you can taunt your professors from now on about their performance. So anyway, thank you for joining us, Vashni. You want to read your quote and kind of tell us why you picked it?
So the quote that I chose is, many times I wondered whether my achievement was worth the loneliness I experienced, but now I realize the price was small. I can definitely see that. I feel like you guys went easy on them in the first two quotes. Like, you can definitely get some graphics out of that. So
Vashni, the reason you're like, can I give my reason? And I was like, oh no, do I have a reason? My reason was like, look, there's 45 minutes. I don't want to be too difficult, but anyway, that's cool. I like your quote. It's awesome. Mm-hmm.
And Vashni, what was the reason for yours?
Yeah, I think I felt like it was really deep, and it talks about how even if you're successful, you can realize that the price you pay is really small. And I think that it can go a lot of ways in terms of like things that people can create. And I want to see how creative you guys get with it if you choose to challenge yourself.
Nice.
That's awesome. Okay.
Love it.
All right. So we're on track here. We've got our participants. We got a lot in here. We got 6 or 7 or 8. I'm not sure. Let's introduce each person. We're going to go around. So just jump in. Or I'll prompt people. So we'll start with Sara, just because I see her next on my screen. So Sara, why don't you just introduce yourself, say your name, and say what you do at COMD. So again, we have professors and instructors here, but we also have support staff. So, and a lot of you do other things outside of COMD, so you can mention that too. But also, so it's your name, what you do at COMD, and outside of that, and what the medium is that you're going to be working in today. So 3 things. So Sara, you want to go first?
Absolutely. So my name is Sara Woolley. I am a professor full-time, and I teach illustration, figure drawing, and what I do outside of City Tech is I illustrate kids' books, and I'm right now working on my own graphic novel, which I am author illustrator on. I'll leave it there.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I've got Maggie on my screen next. Hi, Maggie.
Hi, guys. My name's Maggie, or Magdalia Perez. I'm an adjunct CLT that's a computer lab technician for City Tech. And I am called a jack of all trades. I have my small business doing package design. I photograph jewelry, product photography. I do anything you can think of. I can do it. I can do labels and catalogs, and I've done it all.
She's in Home Depot. I see pictures she posts on social that she's designed the products on the shelves. That's really great. So thank you for being here, Maggie. So we have Yue Chen. How you doing?
Good. So I'm Yue Chen. So I'm also one of the City Tech grad, by the way. Shout out to City Tech. So I'm an art director and I teach senior project. Also AKA countercultures.
Okay, and then what's the medium that you're going to be working in, or what?
Mostly computer, maybe some mixed medium with my little Shopee, but we'll see.
Okay, cool. I got Eli next. Hi, Eli.
Greetings, everyone. I am Eli Neugeboren, professor of illustration and design in the communication design department. Like a few others here, what do? I draw the news. I draw monsters, as you can see. Whoops, there we go. And I am super excited for this. I'm teaming up with Woolley, Team Z10.
Team Z10.
Yep, excited to kick some designer butt.
Okay, do you guys have a handicap because you have two people? Can we have you guys start at like 1 o'clock maybe?
I think I am the handicap, actually.
Oh, okay. All right, that's good. Okay.
I'm on 3 events in one day today. That's my handicap. So I'm running on half speed.
I have two. Okay.
We'll let
Desiree,
it pass. We'll let it pass.
Desiree, you're next. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm Desiree, and I teach graphic principles 1 this semester, and I am a painter and a poet, and I have a new book out, which I'll shamelessly plug here, Raft of Flame. And
Cool.
I'm excited to be here with you all, and here with my color pencils.
Ah, yes. Okay. The weapons. Yes. All right. Al Vargas. What's up, Al?
How you doing, Josh? How you doing, everyone? I'm just here for the food. They told me it was going to be a catered event, so you know. No, I'm Al Vargas. Oh, okay. Some of you may know me already. I work for the college in the visual communications department. I'm a senior designer. I also teach I've taught graphic design principles too. I'm teaching typography this semester. And I'm also a freelance photographer, portrait, cosplay photographer. That's
amazing
my
photographer.
passion.
You do amazing stuff. Really great stuff.
So
Sharp
I'm here,
shooter.
like I said, I'm here to have fun. Let's see what we can create.
Okay, great to have you here, Al. So next we have Visakh. How are you?
Hi, Josh. Hi, guys. I'm Visakh Menon here. I am an adjunct faculty. I teach the communication design COMD 2400 class. I am an independent creative director and also an artist. And we're here in my studio in Long Island City, where I spend half the time doing design projects for clients and the other half making drawings and paintings. And I'm looking forward to this challenge. This is very different from everything else that I do, but yeah, it's going to be fun.
Cool. Yeah, as freelancers, we're always on such a under pressure to create stuff. So I think maybe you guys have a slight advantage. I'm not quite sure. David Prusko, hello. I see a square. Are you he's here.
Hello,
Oh my goodness.
how's everybody? Welcome to the Faculty Face-Off. Looking to get it on, have a little fun here.
Oh, the glasses.
Looking outrageous.
So I teach, let's see, at City Tech. What do I do at City Tech? I do a lot. Come visit City Tech. We'll check it out. Things will open up. teach COMD 2300, which I love teaching that class, designed for advertising basically, and senior project for advertising, and I love that class, and students are doing some great campaigns, so they're making us look good out there. So good job.
All right, awesome. And what are you going to be working in today?
Everything.
Other than your sunglasses.
Including glitter. If it all works out, I'll be doing type design, photography, illustration, and a mark.
Right. Okay. All right. I think we're ready, everybody. Okay. So I have
Ready to roll.
We ready to roll? Okay. So I'm going to paste the quotes for you guys in the chat. So you can copy and paste those if you'd like into your, instead of actually having to type those out. So I'm ready to go, and I'm going to start the timer. So we'll stop at 1:30. Okay. All right. Good luck, everybody.
Oh, look at that timer. The
All right.
pressure's on.
All right. I'll keep it big.
Yeah,
for
make it real big.
The
Perfect.
for the first 10 or so minutes. I don't know. 45 minutes. No, I'll shrink it down and we can talk. I invited some folks, right? So while our participants are getting ready, I invited some folks to talk about some things going on. And so I can first introduce Professor Tanya Getz. Hi, Tanya.
Hi, how are you, Josh?
I'm good. Thank you for being here. And so while our participants are getting ready and getting their brain all charged up and ready, so this is the part, our event that we're doing right now, as you see it, it's Gordon Parks themed. And so talk to us a little bit about why that is, or like we have an exhibition. And so you were a part of curating that and setting that up. Talk to that a little bit.
Yeah, so we have the Gordon Parks exhibit up. It's already up online on the Open Lab, and it was really designed as part of the Gen Ed initiative to try and keep us all connected since we're all virtual now. And so the idea of looking at one artist's work in all our classes, and particularly Mr. Parks, since he is a Renaissance man, he was a composer, a writer, a photographer, he was the first African-American photographer for Life magazine. And he also did films. He was the first African-American director of a major film, Shaft. So he is someone who is inspirational for everyone, given how many fields he worked in. I mean, it's really, you can pick any of his work and you can think about it and think about the issues that he sought to address, which he openly wrote about the fact that he wanted to address racism in this country through the lens of his camera, but also through his writing and his other work. So all of you were asked to submit work to the Gordon Parks show. It was an open show, not juried, although we are going to do a best in show later tonight. Where we have selected the best work of what was submitted out of all of your work. And yeah, so we're looking forward to that later on, and a Gordon Parks panel later on as well. That starts at 5:30. Do you want me to show the site, Josh?
Yeah, I'm pulling up the site actually right now, so we can share that. Justine, do you want to ask any questions you think maybe our audience has about the Park show?
You know, a couple of things that I just wanted to mention is a lot of folks oftentimes ask like when these events happen or where to find this content. So one of the big things that I just wanted to give everyone is just a reminder to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. There are frequent posts of upcoming events to both the COMD Instagram as well as a Facebook. So those are really great resources for you all to look into if you have not already. This Gordon Parks show through our digital Grace Gallery is a really fantastic thing. Ultimately, we had the opportunity to, and we as in everyone had an opportunity to submit work to it. So it's going to be very exciting to see that. Upcoming show that we have is also the BFA 2020 show. So if you want to scroll on over to
Yep, yep,
that.
yep.
Submissions are officially open for this, correct?
Yes,
This
they
is
are.
correct.
And thank you.
Yes.
And they are going to be open through Friday. And if you could just look on the submissions, you want to look and see where we submit. Actually, this is the BFA show. You want to go to the Grace Gallery site, Josh.
Okay, okay, sure.
Because
Yeah, we can come back.
submissions-
We can come
Oh,
back
okay.
to the online. I'd like to actually just show the site for the online Gordon Park show, because we had
Yes.
how many people participated, or how many entries did you guys see come in?
We had over 170 submissions.
Oh, nice.
It was a very large submission, and we encourage all of you to any of our shows to like this. This is like, we decided to do this Gordon Park show like we've done pop-up shows in the past. For those of you who are in COMD who remember, we did a show on freedom of speech and a show on gun violence. And we just went into the Grace Gallery and just pinned up all our work. And this show was meant to be like that. So it is right on Open Lab. And I should put the
Yeah, can you put the link in there, and then I can
exactly.
great.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
cool. Yeah, over 150 pieces of content. That's amazing. Really great response. So congratulations to everybody, and hats off to students who had entered that. And I looked through all the entries once they were posted, but also to have that stuff posted is really, really good. I mean, there's a lot of work that you guys did, and also Professor Sara Woolley was involved in that, and perhaps I'm missing some people too. But
yes, there was Professor Larkins provided the inspiration of choosing Gordon Parks, which is great, and Professor Michaels has worked with Cortex in the past, and also was instrumental in organizing it, and Sara Woolley as our project gallery coordinator. Grace Gallery coordinator really got the ball rolling and got everyone enthusiastic about doing it. So really, yeah. And this gallery, all of you, please do take a look at students who are there and look at your fellow students' work in here. And I think you'll see some very interesting work, and definitely feel comfortable that all of you have a response to make to any artist's work, and to come up with your own ideas inspired by his. We also did in this show, we did a writing gallery as well. And that's something for these type shows we'd like to have as well in the future. So this is recognizing some of our writers, and we do have writing intensives in the class. But yeah,
this is really good. I love this aspect of it, the writing component to it. It's really good.
So yeah. We'd love to have, and of course, any of you, if there's something missing, we did write that if anyone had something missing, because this is a show that's going to be up for a while. So,
yeah, and the college, I think it's starting in January for the spring semester, had come up with the theme of connected and chose Gordon Parks as a representative of that. And I think, COMD, you guys, we all came together and said this would be a great opportunity to show off the work and to challenge our students and to give them the opportunity to have work in this, right? So to have work in this, if you guys are in the show, you can put that in your resume, right?
Big facts.
And
yeah.
of course, there's lots of different formats of resume, and you can talk to your professors about those things. But all these little things that happen in your college career can add up. And when you look at your resume, whether you have one right now or you don't have one, at some point before you leave, you're going to have one. And all these things, the BFA show, which is going on as well, that's a really fantastic thing to put on there and to fill that out. And that's an important thing to do. So this is really great for the community, which we're trying to create in such a isolated world that we're in, and it's so it's really great. So thank you, Tanya, for and everyone else involved for making this happen. Cool.
Also, just a side note, I did post a link to that. Sorry about my Street Fighter asking me about my car insurance. I don't know, they call randomly, but a link to the Gordon Park show is posted in the live YouTube channel. So if you would like to check that out, please click on that link.
That's great. Cool. And then also, I believe so Justine, is that your dog? Is your dog going to compete today as well?
He is, he didn't, as I mentioned before, sign an NDA agreement. So unfortunately, he is unable to participate due to his lack of signature. So
stubbornness. I know.
yeah, and he would prefer to take a nap. So that's what he's doing right now.
Yeah, Justine, you have we've got our jerseys on today, and
that's correct.
I know. What do you got? What are you supporting there? What's that?
I support myself.
Yeah.
I support myself fully in my, I guess, high key obsession with roller skating and roller derby, which is one of the things that I do outside of teaching. Well, I do teach roller derby, but been skating for 8 years. And this is one of my competitive jerseys that I wore in Las Vegas in 2019. Where I skated against a whole bunch of different skaters around the world, where we hit each other and try to make points. And yeah, it's a pretty interesting sport to find out about. And that's where this jersey is coming from, is my own
That's cool.
roller derby jersey.
That's cool. Yeah, I texted Justine this morning. I'm going to just put some music on in the background here, everybody, just so we can get our participants are probably in their own zone, but I'll have this kind of going in the background. Justine, how did you get started in? So we're gonna dip into and see some of the work of our participants in just a minute. So, but since we're on this topic and such an interesting topic, how did you get started in this? Right. So, are you the only? And also, second question: are you the only professor that you know, or like that does this on the side, or I don't know? Is there a club?
Not the only professor, actually. There's for sure 3 of us. One in which actually studies black holes. Yeah, and her roller derby name is Big Banger. Just shout out to my fellow professor. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not the only roller derby player that is also a professor, but I did get started right at the end of my college career. A fellow friend of mine who is into video told me about it, and long story short, that I could hit people, and I was like, cool, into it. And then I fell in love with it. It's a really accessible sport for anyone interested, and especially if maybe you were into other extreme sports like hockey or football that are a little bit more not cost efficient. So yeah, it's a really cool thing, and a great community of a lot of other talented folks. As I mentioned, I mean, I hit a person that studies black holes for a living, you know?
I've been to a couple bouts. They call them bouts, don't they?
They used to. We call them games now because of a handful of reasons, but we just try to be appropriate with our wording as much as possible. And so that's why we changed it about 5 years ago. But yeah, games, bouts.
Now, my final question for you, there are different positions within roller derby. There's like the smaller fast person is somebody, right? And they like go around and it's a rink and they like go and they're hard to they're elusive, right? That person, what do you do?
Yeah, so that person's name is called a jammer, and their reason of going around as fast as possible is to score points. So they score points by passing people. Now, everyone that plays roller derby has different skill sets, different things that they're particularly really great at. I do play that position sometimes, but I also double as a position that can become that position. Really weird sport, I'm telling you. But the position that I primarily play is pivot. And anyway, if anyone's interested, I mean, the rule book is like this big. I talked to a man that played, I believe it's cricket with like the flat thing, the European sport.
Oh yes. It's kind of like baseball, except not.
Very thick, crazy town rule book, like very specific
they go
stuff.
on for days. The games go on for days. It's like day 3 of one game. Yes.
It used to be 5 days. They cut it down to 3.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So really intense, long stuff. Moral of the story is roller derby, one person passes other people to score points. It's like the summary that I could give y'all with that.
Yeah. So I thought it was fitting that we did that and wore our jerseys. This is competitive art. What's going on right now, right? This is the closest that we can get to sports in the design field, everybody.
Yeah.
So
who here thinks, or rather, who in the chat thinks is going to be the most competitive out of our whole group?
That's a good question. That's a good
Yeah.
question. So
Yeah.
so people watching on YouTube, write in the chat. I think Justine's got an eye, her third eye and yeah, right. That's right. Is keeping an eye on the chat. So your comments are taken to somebody. And so, yeah, who's going to be the most competitive? So I have my guess. Should we share our guesses? I don't know.
I mean, let's do it. Let's hear it.
All right. And then I want to talk to Professor Garastegui. He's here and has been a part of this, the in-person experience. And yes, in 1 minute. Yes.
Not right now.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, no. The first one. Number one. It was the battle for the
Number
G.
one.
Yes. We have, that was legendary. Okay. So, all right. So if I had to pick, I would pick, I mean, I know Professor Prusko is going hard at this. I mean, I know he stayed up all night and and he had came in with that's why he's wearing sunglasses.
He had to find those glasses. That's why he was up all night.
He had to find, I mean, that's my pick. That's my pick. What do you got, Justine?
I'm just reading the chat and I'm enjoying some of the feedback here. We're getting a strong Eli vibe in the chat. We got Desiree and Maggie 100%. Also, someone's cheering for me. Unfortunately, I didn't bring my utensils today. I am just here simply as emotional support. So well, Eli has the Boston Celtics jersey on. So who is that? Anyway, the Bird? Who is that?
Yep. Sports star there. Yep.
Sports star.
Who is
Jaylen Brown? Number 7's Jaylen Brown, who is not only the smartest guy in the NBA, but also was critical with a lot of the Black Lives Matter organizing and protesting last year, especially in Boston. But he got in a car and drove 17 hours straight down to his home state of Georgia to lead a few marches down there. So Jaylen Brown.
Cool.
Representing.
All right, check him out. I thought that was going to be D Brown. But,
exactly, right?
He was the other Brown to wear number 7 on the Celtics. Yeah, exactly. Can't draw like that though.
You can't draw like that. Okay.
You can't draw blindfolded?
Blind contour, blind watercolor.
Yeah. Professor Getz, Professor Garastegui, you have any picks for, I don't know, predicted winners today? Predicted surprise winners? Who's going to go all out here?
I'm going CLT. I'm going Maggie.
Yeah.
I'm going CLT, but I'm also putting pressure on her too, right? So
I can't breathe right now.
Can't breathe.
I'm holding my breath as I
remember to breathe through your nose. It's all right. We're also getting some more votes into the chat. We got Professor Woolley as well as JB. So this is really fantastic. Now, Sarah
we got Professor Wawaska from Virginia on the YouTube channel.
Also, side note, both Sarah and Eli are a part of this Green Machine team. Can you tell us your Green Machine team name again so the chat can remember? It's V something, right? V10? I don't know.
We are Z10.
Oh, Z10. I was going to say WD-40. I was like, I don't know. I'm just listing numbers at this point.
I just noticed Sarah has 2 squares on here. She's in 2 places.
Yeah,
and so is Eli.
So am I.
Yeah.
Double competing.
I got my.
I don't know if this is fair, everybody. They've got like 4 people.
They got
on
4 screens.
Definitely, they should have started later. Maybe foul. I don't know, Justine. Like penalty, 10 minutes. Just don't do anything.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's cutting. You
Like,
gotta
go make a
block 'em out.
sandwich. I don't know.
Gotta block them out.
Lock them out. That's it.
Maggie.
Why did I choose sisters?
Okay. All right. So Professor George Garastegi's in the house. What's up, George?
What up, everybody? How's everybody doing? It's so good to see everybody. I miss seeing people. I miss
refreshing.
doing this in person. This was such a great moment to see all the students and everybody in that room. And what was it, 115, right? Back, Josh?
The room number 115?
It was the big room, right? We did the.
You
were
got
in
me
that big.
on that.
Come on, what did you forget? What the rooms look like already?
We had rooms.
What are
You mean a
rooms?
Zoom room, right?
Oh,
This is a room.
it was a breakout room. Sorry,
This is a
that's
room.
what it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So George, you were involved in the numero uno, the first one, the original, right? And you got your G. I see your G in the background, right? And they call you Professor G for Professor Garastegui, but they also call Professor Giuliani Professor G too. So that was a unique situation where you really were you had something at stake there.
Right, old G versus new G, and still she beat me, right? So You know, got to give it up to Professor Giuliani for.
She's
for,
not old G. She's the OG.
OG,
Yeah,
big
the
facts.
OG, right?
Right.
Right. So, you know, it's also harder to say Garasegi, you know, so it's why, you know, the
Yeah.
G sticks.
Right.
Speaking of sticks, can I just do a shout out of the chat comment that I'm like dying over? It says, Josh, show them your wonderful stick figures. I'm rooting for the stick figures.
What is this?
What is this?
Who's
It's from
that?
Alexis.
Oh, Alexis. Hello, Alexis. Yes, Alexis. Oh, yeah.
Team stick
So
figures.
yeah, that's why I'm never competing in this. That's why I'm always sitting in this chair and like talking to all y'all. But no, like when I teach intro to video and also like motion design, you know, I'm not an illustrator by any means. I used to draw sneakers when I was like a kid, and like David Robinson, you know, he had his own shoe and that was like a big thing, and I would draw basketball players, but I never actually got past that.
Air Force Ones.
Yeah, like I mean,
Now he had one of the first air pumps back for Nike long time ago.
Yeah. So, but when I would talk about storyboarding, which is a very important process of coming up with stories, and especially in video and motion design, I would talk to my students just about like, hey, look, guys, your storyboards don't have to be a piece of art. They don't have to be this amazing. You don't have to have this skill of drawing. It can be stick figures. And so watch me do a stick, you know, and I would tell them that like my storyboards are sometimes stick figures, because it's more about getting the idea out of your head and onto paper and making that progress. And so the idea of that was more important than actually the drawing. So that's what she's talking about.
Right.
That's the whole story behind
I mean,
it.
Alexis also supports them fully. They also said they were gorgeous. I swear the best I've ever seen. So your stick figure game is clearly on point. Side note, also in the chat, I'm seeing a lot of talk about a hair dryer. So I'm looking at all the artists here, and I believe Sarah, you're taking advantage of a hair dryer. I don't know if you can maybe explain this process and like what's going on.
I just destroyed my hands too, so I'm covered in dye.
Yeah,
so, I wanted to be able to, a lot of my work is super time consuming. I do a lot of watercolor work, but I like to do a lot of like dyes and washes. And so I broke out the hair dryer in the hopes that I'd be able to take a risk and do some experimental kind of dye splashes and have it actually happen within 45 minutes.
So how do you feel so far? Is it going the way that
What time do we have?
I'm having fun. So
Good.
That's as much as I can.
Time check, Josh.
Yeah, time check. Okay. Oh, is somebody requesting that other than you?
Yes.
Really? Well, don't they have a watch?
Maggie's desperately seeking the time.
Maggie can't look at her watch. She's just too busy cutting with scissors.
Okay. All right.
I'm cutting the.
Is that origami? What's going on? Oh, we got a little connection audio problem. But Maggie, if you want to spend a second to type in the chat, we can relay the message out for the folks watching.
Multimedia.
I need to go. I'm checking on the time, everybody. So just give me like 10 minutes or so.
Ooh, Forest Princess Mononoke. Got that. Strong Studio Ghibli vibes, maybe. I don't know. Someone in the chat mentioned that.
Has there been a pog in the chat? Has there been a pog in the chat?
A polywog?
Like pog,
No,
like
just a
like
pog.
80s pogs, like 90s
No,
pogs,
no.
like the ones you throw in, like the metal.
This is my boys, the tiny art directors taught me this. The pog is the player of the game, but pog in the chat is like something you shout, apparently. The kids know.
No, the kids.
Really?
Really.
Oh man.
All right.
I thought I was cool, but not that cool. Dang.
We have 20. What do we have? 20 minutes left, Josh?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
Josh,
kind of avoiding.
Josh is avoiding telling the time.
I'm definitely avoiding.
No,
this.
and I would say definitely as a contestant is time is key. Time is knowing where you stand with time is such a big deal.
And Josh, let's dial down the music just a little bit, like 5 notches.
All right, are you guys okay with the time here? Can you guys all see that? Do we need to go bigger on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit more. All right, that's great.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, let's try that. Okay.
That song must have been a little bit louder than the other one that you played.
Yeah, well, we're trying to stay clean with the YouTube takedown of commercial music. So it's different jams here.
Exactly. Michael in the chat said, do we need a slammer? And that's exactly the vibe that I was thinking. I'm thinking like Pogs in like the 90s. I was like, you know, you got slammer going on. So Poggers, this is a new thing for me, even though, you know, I've been doing the YouTubes for quite some time and clearly I'm not keeping myself up to date on these terms.
Okay. So I didn't actually get to ask Professor Garastegui any questions here about his experience in it. What was most helpful, I guess, in when time came to actually start doing? Did you think about it beforehand, or did you just come in with kind of like, I'm just going to do whatever I can think of at the time? What
I was prepped. Our first thing was they have an extra 15 minutes than what me and Professor Giuliani had. So we had to do something quick. You know, they don't have somebody standing over them. We had at least like 40 people in that room who are like looking over your shoulder. How do you design? Professor Giuliani was on her iPad and doing all hand done typography, you know, on her iPad. I was an illustrator, you know, typing out and using Photoshop to do photo collages, right? And people are asking you questions. They're looking at your computer. They're, you know, anybody who's worked in the industry when you're like a brand new designer, and that boss who just like lingers over you to make sure you get some things done quicker. That's what it felt like. Like hurry up.
Commenting.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, why is he using that color? How come? What typeface is that? How did he do that? Why would he do this?" Right? So, it definitely is that. So, you know, the luxury of not having that, but you know, the pressure of still trying to figure out something from the quotes is, I think, where it comes from. I think, you know, and also to do Gordon Parks justice, right? They have that internal
pressure,
you know, pressure of making sure they do that and everybody's watching, right? So we're doing it in Zoom, we're doing it on YouTube. You got a bunch of, you know, your students watching and cheering you on. So that's always the fun part, right? That's always the fun part, to be able to say, you know, we can all partake in something that's really communal. And I think that's why these are so great. So
big facts. The community is a really big thing. In fact, we got a couple of comments in the chat room talking about missing the City Tech fam and sending love to everybody on screen and in chat. So yeah, we all miss you too. You know, we a lot of us have been talking to a black screen of death, you know, the last couple months, year. And you know, it is what it is. We try to make the best of the environment and still bring together the community in events just like this. And yeah, you know, slowly but surely, we'll be seeing faces. We got some classes going into IRL in, you know, real life environment. Got photo 2 and what's the other one? That's
What are you teaching, Justine?
Oh, I teach
on screen here, by the way, everybody, is the faculty face-off that Professor Garastegui and Professor Giuliani were a part of. So just I'll kind of go through some pics here.
Nice.
Justine, what do you teach here?
Yeah, I teach advertising. So 2300 and 2400 are my 2 jams. I too, very similar to Maggie, am very much a jack of all trades. So I do technical support. I know too many programs that I'm not even going to name, but I support a lot of different companies. I do illustration for a lot of different skate brands. Do mock-up for custom skates for skate brands. Yeah, lots of stuff. You know, and try to support this man and my 2 other furry demons who are currently playing with each other, my 2 foster cats. So I try to save furry lives as well. That's my thing. I guess a lot of things.
Cool. Okay. So should we dip in should we who should we check out? Spy on, I guess.
Yeah. Let's look. I can see Eli's hand working on something.
Okay. All right.
So let's see
okay, that's him. Okay, so let's see here.
All right. How do you feel about your process so far, Eli? Good vibes? Strong?
Yeah, I'm feeling so the Sarah and I were also participated in one of the faculty face-offs where we went against each other, and we decided and the name Z10 is from when we tabled together for the first time at Emerald City Comic Con.
Nice.
And bonded more than ever. And I think I think our thought was we don't like competing against each other, and teaming up and getting the love, the collaborative love was going to be the right way to do this. So that's why we're working together. But yeah, the process here.
That's dope.
Got this watercolor. Sarah did the ink dyes that she was talking about. I'm now going to scan this. She already scanned hers and put it in the Dropbox, and then we're going to kind of combine and digitally collage and finish that way. So which
we'll see what
we
happens.
got like 20 minutes left. Yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
Visakh, speaking of digital, we got Visakh's computer here showing something red.
I see it.
You want to talk to us about what you're working on there?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Sorry, I didn't know if I was on mute.
You're good. You're good.
Nope.
I had my phone turned on to my screen here. So I am working on a sort of photo collage theme. I'm kind of taking on the second coat, which is about the camera as a weapon against intolerance.
Nice.
And I'm kind of, there's two things happening here. One is I am personally a major film camera nerd. I have been collecting and restoring film cameras since I was a teenager.
Dope.
I have a collection of cameras at home. And so what I'm kind of approaching here is a bit of that shared interest with garden parks and cameras and film cameras. His photography is really from like the golden age of film cameras, medium format, large format, and so one of the things I remember reading that he had talked about a long time ago was like the first camera he ever bought from a pawn shop for like $1.50. $7. Yeah, $7. And and he was always somebody who like actually loved the equipment, and he had a huge love for like the camera itself, and which is sort of my personal connection also to film and film cameras. And I'm kind of approaching this idea of specifically this one camera that's called the Graflex. Here, I don't know if I can show you my screen.
Let's see it.
Oops. Visakh, you must be very confident at the point that you're in.
Whoa.
We're at we got like about 13 minutes left. So
so yeah, that's a camera called the Speed Graphic, which was something that Garden Parks used a lot. It was also the sort of favorite among press journalistic photographers in the 60s, 70s.
Nice.
And it's this big hunking piece of it's like
huge.
It's like a damn tank.
Yeah, it's like this.
It's got some, there's a portrait even of Garden Parks holding up one of these. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And here, this is kind of, oops, I don't know if I can show you my screen.
Yeah, I got to double tap. There we go.
Yep, there you go.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. All right.
Sort of
The pressure's on, people.
Okay.
Look at that.
All right.
Look at
Get
that.
back to work.
Kind of what I'm working on. Okay.
All right.
Thanks,
Get back
guys.
to work,
All right.
Visakh.
Just a side note about Visakh, he is team COMD 2400 with myself and George as well. So we all teach 2300, 2400. And another one, 2400 is Mr. David Prusko, who is, we don't know what he's doing. He's been mad quiet for a minute. So like, let's talk to him.
All right, we got 10 minutes. Just heads up. I'm on this timer now. So we got about 10 minutes left, everybody.
Exactly.
And this is where the pressure comes in, right? Because now Josh is like on the timer. Before he was trying to be very like lucid about how much time you have. Now he's gonna like time check every minute.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible. Okay. All right. So who we got?
David is like, I guess, in the restroom. He just said, what's funny, side note to the chat room, as you're following this competitive feat, David came in real strong with the competitiveness. So I'm just, throwing it out there.
But now he's losing steam.
He must be losing steam. He must have gave up on his process. Hard to tell, but he's literally MIA.
Right. So I have Desiree up here. Desiree, you want to give us a quick 20-second summary of what you've been working on?
Oh, I don't know. I think I'm channeling some Afro-Cobra.
All right.
You want to explain that a little bit further?
Which was a really cool movement around the time of Gordon Parks, where a Black aesthetic was developed using lots of colors.
Nice.
and using pointillism, like updating pointillism. So
I think
I'm heading in that direction, and I'm mostly feeling the first quote, but there's a bit of all the quotes as well.
Cool.
Nice.
Okay. All right. Thanks for sharing. Okay. Yue Chen,
Chen,
let's go to
yeah.
you next.
So hold on, gotta switch the screen.
A quick 30-second elevator pitch of what you've been working on here.
Where's the share? Sorry.
I've actually got you pinned up here. It's unless you want to share your screen. Sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna share. So just want to really quick, just some idea, just working on a lot of ideas.
Cool.
So yeah. So,
Okay. All right. That's good. That's
Very
a sneak
nice.
peek. We're interested to see the rest of that.
yeah,
Cool. Okay. Get back to work.
yeah.
Okay.
Less than 10 minutes to go.
Harsh.
Hey, Tanya, do you want to talk about the upcoming BFA show a little bit more as we wait?
Sure. Yeah. Basically, everyone on the Grace Gallery site, which I'm going to put in the chat, and I'll also, we have submissions available to you all to post up your work. So if you have work from the whole year, it's not just from this spring semester. I think that's something that I should make plain. It can be something you did last semester, and maybe you want to tweak it and submit it by Friday. But basically, that's the deadline, Friday at midnight. And you go right to the Grace Gallery site. And yes, I'm getting that up. I was riveted by all the work.
Sorry, I'm laughing at the chat. Excuse my humor or giggles.
So I've got it up right now, Tanya. This is the BFA show actually from last year. So
right, but I want to put in for everyone on the chat, the Grace Gallery site, because the BFA show is not where you submit.
Yeah, and submissions are open until Friday, right, Tanya?
They're open till Friday, yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so anyone interested in submitting your work, by interested, I mean, y'all should. This is, again, as Josh mentioned about the Gordon Park show, this is another really fantastic opportunity to add something to your resume and to your experience when you participate in these different shows. And here is the Grace Gallery website. So I'm just going to type that into the chat for everyone. And again, if you're a student, should really be considering participating in these types of events.
There's another reason to participate.
Time
Winners
was-
get money.
Yes. Oh yeah, big facts.
You get money
Dollars.
if you win, right? So $365 for the best in show. So that's cash in your hand, right? So it's not just like, it's all good to have that nice little byline in your resume and on LinkedIn, but you can have some summer cash if you win and submit something that you did over the year, right? So let's do that as well.
Could you imagine how many Ubers you could get with $300? Like
that's
to the beach?
$365.
Oh,
Yeah.
excuse me,
That's like
365.
two more,
That's dope.
two more
Nice,
Ubers,
nice.
Just remember, everyone, that when you submit your work to the BFA show, that you do have to submit it in one category. We're making sure you choose only one category. So it's either advertising or graphic design or motion or illustration. And also, please follow the naming conventions that we've specified. And we had a video sent around to everybody. So definitely watch that video. And when you're uploading, do think about when you're uploading your title. So since we're asking you to do student name and then a title, so come up with something that really reflects your own creative vision when you submit it. And there is a technical spreadsheet, a technical spec sheet there under the FAQs. Yes, there it is.
Naming convention, right? Look at that. It actually will come to bite you in the butt if you do not name your files correctly.
Correct, and we have specified it.
Yeah.
And in the video that we supplied, and we gave an example. Yeah.
Right, untitled PDF will not be not be taken, right? So please follow the naming conventions. We've done a really good job, everybody, to kind of help you formulate what it is and title your work, right? If you're going to submit your work, it's going to be one of those things that we want to make sure you get credit for, but if we can't find it and we don't know how it's been submitted, then you're not going to get attributed for it. So
yeah, and in my classes, I have a naming convention for each assignment, and this is why, right? And especially once you transition from college into a career in design, companies operate in a structured manner where they have folders that are named certain things, and you put assets in assets, and you have project folders, and you name your files accordingly to a structure within the whole system. And so we need to get thinking about that, and out of the unnamed, untitled JPEGs.
Right. Time is money, guys. So when you follow a naming convention, you're enabling your employer to be able to find your work quickly, because your work becomes an asset that's worth money. And so the quicker they retrieve it, the quicker the client work is done. So
big
All right,
facts.
time check. We're closing in on 5 minutes, by the way, everybody.
5 minutes.
5:20,
It's the final
5:19.
countdown.
All right.
Sorry.
All right. I see Professor Prusko. He's back. He's back from
Shaking
making a
his head
sandwich.
no.
back, but
Yeah,
not
what
ready to
happened?
talk about it. No.
Terrible.
Now is the time to
Yeah, talk to us.
What about Al Vargas? We haven't heard from Al. Oh no. Also, still,
Al says no.
keep under quiet. No.
Not happening.
All right. Yeah, I know. We haven't heard from Al and we haven't heard from David yet, but it's possible we'll let him off the hook
We'll see.
because there's only 5 minutes left.
I just heard from my dog. We could have her.
What's she working on? What's he working on? Something?
Oh, she's just commenting.
Commenting, yes, commenting. Hurry
So
up.
she's a
hurry
copy
up.
editor. Got
5
it.
minutes.
Do we upload a picture into the chat? How does this work?
Well,
Yeah,
we can do it many
right.
different ways. We can share screen at the end. We can
Oh,
hold,
okay.
if you're doing something that's not digital, then you can hold it up to the screen,
Yeah.
take a picture, although that takes many steps to get it to where we need to get it. And
Screen share or
think
your
that's probably the
camera
best
are the
thing.
most advantageous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of, as
probably
we're
4 minutes,
yeah,
probably.
around that.
Yeah.
Just a side note for everybody in the chat that's watching this live, just a friendly reminder again to please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Communication Design at City Tech CUNY. This enables you to also have the opportunity to turn on that little bell to the right-hand side of the subscribe button. That is the button that turns on notifications. So when we go live for events such as these, you'll be notified digitally and be able to be right on time for them. Another question that happened in the chat room as we were discussing things is where this video will be available, or if it will be. And the answer is absolutely. After our live session is done, it is automatically uploaded to the YouTube channel, as mentioned before. So again, subscribe, like, and turn on them notifications, and you'll have all that information provided to you digitally.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff on there as well. I think there's over 75 different pieces of content that we just keep that, and we, a lot of that is, some of it's student oriented, and shout out to our student clubs, Art and Design Club, right? And
Yes.
Ink Club and Moving Pixels for contributing to a lot of different things. It's been difficult during remote times to still have that group, but we're still trying to make that happen. And some of the stuff on the YouTube channel has been created by some of those groups. We have some alumni kind of segments, profile segments on some of our graduates who have gone into the industry. Those are always good to check out. So lots of cool stuff on there.
Also, I think we're coming
time.
down to like maybe
Time check.
60 seconds here. So where are we at?
Let me see here. Oh, okay.
2 minutes. Oh,
2
okay.
minutes. All right.
Joke's on me.
All
Sorry.
right. That's okay.
Sorry
All right,
to
so
give everybody a mild heart attack.
what did you say? 3 minutes?
Oh, I said 60 seconds.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to upload that image.
Okay. So we've got
Yeah,
under
let's
2 minutes, everybody. You can work up until 0:00 if you want, and then start to upload or take a picture, or we can screen share. I see that Desiree is already done. She's ready to go. She's good.
Yeah, let's keep that time up so
Yes. Okay.
our procrastinators can get their stuff together and have that time to put them into
Don't
the
we
pressure.
have like a Jeopardy? Like, well, we can't use that, right? But
No, yeah.
just
Your
a
Jeopardy is
Jeopardy.
what you're listening to right now, okay? You can do it with your mouth, but you gotta, adjust it. Like do like
do.
All right, closing down on 1 minute, everybody. Closing down on, we get 1 minute, everybody. 1 minute.
1 minute.
All right, we've come so far.
Who's ready to vote in the chat room? If you're ready, type in.
Josh, I have a
Visakh,
question.
Visakh, yes.
Am I supposed to upload this picture? What am I supposed to do when you're done?
You can share your screen, Visakh.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So keep working. You got 37 seconds. That's worth a couple save ases. They're
How are we voting?
In the chat room, we'll be voting on the YouTube channel. So make sure that you do a little test in the YouTube channel. It looks like our YouTube channel's got a little bit of lag time, about 30 seconds, but that is where we're going to be voting. So just hold tight.
Justine, do you want to do participants by numbers and just put those in the chat? Like literally paste that in the chat and say like 1 is Yue Chen, 2 is Visakh, 3 is Desiree, and yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's it.
That's the time.
That's it. That's it,
All
everybody.
right.
Pencils up.
So
All right, everybody share the screens.
Put your mouse up in the air, everybody. Okay. Get
Back
up.
on pens. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So I'm just getting
I'll put mine up in the air. I wasn't working, but that's okay. I was drawing stick figures, but that's cool.
Stick Ninja.
Stick Ninja. Stick Ninja. That might be a good name for company. I don't know. Something. Okay. Cool. So Justine is working on.
No, there was something called Stick.
No, it's already a video thing, Josh. Stick Ninja is already a thing.
Yeah,
That's
like
why.
animated.
Team
Sorry.
WD-40. Can you tell me your
Sorry,
name
everybody.
again? I can't remember the numbers. I keep on calling you WD-40.
It's Z10.
Z10.
All right.
Z1040.
Right.
Z10.
Z10. Sorry. I'm
Okay.
so
All
sorry.
right.
I kind of like Team WD-40 though.
I love it. I love it, actually. I love it.
Greasers.
It's
And it needs
good.
blue and
It's
yellow, blue
greasy.
and yellow.
It's greasy. It's slippery. You know?
So I tried
handle
to
Can't
I tried to
handle 'em.
paste it in the chat and it blocked me. It said I cannot paste this in the chat.
All right.
it-
All right. So here's what
Saying
we're
file
gonna
is
do.
blocked for security reasons, but I can here I give you a
What would
copy
your-
link.
Yep.
and
Okay. So let's do
Putting
this.
the link in the chat. Here's the link in the chat.
So
Pog in
we've
the
got-
chat, link in the chat.
What
There
is
you go.
what's the link for? What's your work?
Dropbox? Yeah, Dropbox link.
Okay. All
So
right.
can you just show it on your other screen, right? Where we're looking at your tablet. So can you just
No,
put it
because
down there?
no, it's a digital collaboration between me and Sarah.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'll download it and then I can share my screen. Okay. I've got it up
Okay.
here. Okay. Cool. All right. So since you just submitted that, team Z10WD40, would you like to go for it first? You've
Sure
got.
thing.
Let's do it. We're at 1:35 and we're gonna stop at 2 o'clock. So that means we have 25 minutes. But I'd like to
Okay.
actually have some time. Maybe we can stop at 1:50, 1:55. So let's do about 2 minutes and explain your process. Just talk about your design and then Justine's kind of working on a voting tally kind of thing going on in the YouTube chat.
Yes.
All right. So Z10, go.
All right, so we picked the third quote because we didn't want to take the easy way out. So yeah, many times I wondered whether my achievement was worth the loneliness I experienced, but now I realized the price was small. So not to speak for Sarah, but her idea with the green, which the green is way more vibrant on my screen.
Yeah, it looks duller than we have it. But the green is meant to represent achievement and flourishing. And also the idea of being kind of isolated. So the isolated dot of green kind of gives you that sense of loneliness, but all of the sort of chaos and the green kind of creeping in towards you is meant to kind of have that idea of creativity, flourishing, growth, and development during this time of being isolated, because I took it to relate to our current situation of isolation.
As well as I immediately thought of in terms of achievement and loneliness coming together, I was thinking of the work of Caspar David Friedrich, and in particular his Arctic painting. If anyone is familiar with that, it's pretty well known one. But just the idea of he dealt a lot with the sublime, the gaping maw of the abyss, and sort of staring that down and achieving and living life in spite of those things, which I think all of us can kind of relate to over the last year. And Sarah and I definitely did a little bit of layer tennis here. When there was, I think, 6 minutes left, Photoshop crashed on me 2 times in a row. So that was
sure
a little bit of extra stress that I think everybody in this room, students and faculty, can relate to. Photoshop crashing exactly at the wrong moment, of course, but we got it done.
We did.
Okay.
Nice work, Sarah.
Nice work, Eli.
Nice.
All right. Good
C10.
job. C10. All right.
C10.
Okay. Who would like to talk about their design next?
I could do mine.
All right. Let's
do
go,
it,
Maggie.
Maggie.
Let's do it. 2 minutes. You're on.
All
So
right.
you want to share? Do you want to? So you
I'll
have.
share my screen.
Yep.
I'll share my screen. I uploaded.
Okay.
Can you see?
Not quite yet.
Yeah, can you see here?
Not yet. I
Not
see
yet.
your other camera. Is your other camera pointing to the design?
This here?
I see an overhead camera.
Yeah. Wait, hold on 1 second.
Okay. You want to work out the technical, and then we can go to somebody else right now.
Oh, here we got it.
We're
You
getting
should
it. We're
have
getting
it.
it.
You should have it there.
We're
You got
getting
it?
We got it.
Yeah, we got it.
Got it.
Nice.
All right. Here
All
it
right.
goes.
All right, Maggie, go.
Yeah, okay. So it was the choice of weapons and racism quote I used. I used the sign in one of his photographs. And I chose the woman to be, I did cutouts because I felt like his camera, choice of weapons, was like a window seeing into the world. And I have his woman that he took a photograph of is kind of like a prisoner within that sign, but coming out as well. So he's like peering in. And so I put her in between and kind of coming out. And then I have the sign at the bottom, a photo of him. And at the top where his name spells out Gordon is his box camera with the 2 O's behind. I don't know if you can see that. It's like peering through the O's. So I chose this like layered look because he's also like a layered person. So he's not only just a photographer, he's a composer and all these other things. And I wanted to do like a collage and something that had texture and yeah, multi-layered. And this can also be taken into the computer and reworked and colored. But I would like to, like, for the images, watercolor them and then take it into Photoshop to continue with that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you,
Yeah.
Maggie. Very, very good. Very good. Cool. Okay. So Visakh, you sent me yours. Can I open up the Dropbox link here? And then you want to?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can open the Dropbox link, or I can share my other screen because I'm logged in from another computer. Also.
Okay. Hold on. I got yours. I got yours up right now. So let me just
Sure,
share my
go
screen.
for it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool. And then and then let's. Okay. Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Talk about this for us.
All right. So I was like I was saying earlier, I wanted to kind of I chose the second quote, which is about the camera as a weapon, and my personal connection also to vintage film cameras and all of that. So I chose an image which was a Gordon Parks' favorite Graflex speed camera. And I kind of photo collaged it with like a sort of Black Power symbol, the raised fist as a, symbol of protest, symbol of, rising up against authority, rising against racism, intolerance, poverty, all the things that he's talking about. And I was also kind of thinking about this idea of a camera receives light, right? But what comes out of it? Like I kind of wanted this idea of the hand coming out of the camera, almost in a way of saying that, the image that comes out of the camera is what kind of records history, is kind of what, is our document of the time that Gordon Parks lived in and whatnot. So yeah, from a design standpoint, it's like a very much a photo collage. And I kind of went with a very sort of central composition. I have sort of the same image repeated in a sort of 45-degree grid in the back. So, I mean, I basically made one thing, I duplicated it 5 times, the one in the middle, 4 times in the back. And then it's got a bunch of like layer effects and things going on there. It's multiplied onto this red background. I also, I love doing little details. So I kind of added this black border to this image. And it is a, kind of referencing the 4x5 land camera, medium format, film format, which again kind of speaks to the history of photography itself. The type is like extremely simple. It's using a font called Knockout, which I thought is kind of a cheesy reference also back to the Raised Fist, but it's also a font that kind of has a kind of gravitas and weight to it. So yeah, and I kind of use this stack typography. Being a freelance designer for a very long time, I'm very used to like very quickly comping up things, making like rapid mock-ups to show clients what things would look like. So, I made some sketches really quick at the beginning. You can see on my other camera here, I'm showing them. But, just hit the ground and running. Photoshop, Illustrator, tools of the trade for me.
Cool. All right. Really great. Okay. Desiree, you want to go next?
I don't know. That's a hard act to follow. God.
No pressure.
All right. Do you want me to
So yes, how can we see yours?
I'll hold it up and I can screen share it too.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. Let me just pin this here.
Well,
okay.
let me do. You want me to do a screen share? Because
cool.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we see it. Do you guys want to? You want to just take? Do you want to just share your screen?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
It might be a little dark, so at least you're seeing the original.
That's awesome.
Hang on. Okay, coming up now. I don't know. Am I doing
Beautiful.
it?
Yeah, you got it.
See it. We can totally see it. Yes.
So
very cool.
Yeah. Okay. So I picked the guy who takes a chance, who walks the line between the known and the unknown, who is unafraid of failure, will succeed. And I was riffing on the idea of the line, and I really like this quote, and I like its connection to that great Paul Klee quote of a dot. A line is a dot that went for a walk. And I wanted this to be celebratory, because I think we're at a really amazing moment in the history of the concerns that Gordon Park was talking about. So I use these bright colors that are also referential to the Afro-Cobra movement. And in talking about it right now, I'm realizing there's kind of a Paul Klee connection going on there too. And one of the thousands of things that I love about Gordon Parks was his support of and connection to painting and championing artists like Charles White and so many others, which is another important part of his legacy. Yeah, so that's my tightrope. And then I guess I was thinking about the camera with this sort of exploding opening. Yeah, and it's okay. So it's gouache paint, and that's it. It's all gouache all the time, and a little watercolor. Thanks.
All right.
Thank you.
That's beautiful.
Love it.
Very colorful. All right. Let's
Strong
go
gouache
with,
vibes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let's go with Yue Chen. You want to talk about yours next?
No.
No?
Oh.
Okay, well.
Well, you're going to, so
we can-
let's do it.
Okay. You want to share your, is yours digital? Do you want to share your screen?
So my process is very simple. I decide what I learn. So all the, as art director, I'm not really artist. So part of my job is about prototyping idea really quick. So and like I say, I basically decide what I learn, right? So the first thing, I always read a lot, like even about current event, and also I like to go into research is like my thing. So I usually going into a topic that I would want to know something about certain thing. And in general, I'm not a big fan of regurgitating information, where I rather interpret information. So therefore, I didn't really use any of the quote as a direct quote, as a design element, but more of an inspiration. So here's one idea. Let's see. We just saw a post about the idea of like shooting.
That's powerful.
The slogan. So that's one. And then the second idea is basically the same idea, and it's just like, again, like it's about interpretation, right? So to me, like the idea of the weapon, right? Like for anybody who's not in the injustice side, the purpose of the weapon is violent, right? Like the fear of, like the two for the bad people, violence and fear is there too, right? And therefore, for the good people, it's like we don't want it to be, we don't want to get shot, so don't shoot, right? But for us, the power of the weapon is the truth, and the bad guy is actually afraid of the truth. So when we shoot with our camera, we basically expose them, right? So this is sort of like ironic of like, this is basically a camera viewfinder pointing at what we are seeing. And basically all the bad guys like, oh, please don't take a photo of me, because like we're gonna be exposed, right? So so it's the same idea, but on a different point of view, I guess. So the third one is, again, like about the weapon of choice, right? So I think the origin of the quote, where like I choose the camera as my weapon. The story actually goes, he went to a protest where he knows that it's going to be a violent. And then he say, the police is going to carry a 35mm like gun, and I'm going to carry a 35mm camera. And if they shoot, and if you die, I'm going to die with you. So, and the guy who he went to actually did get shot and got killed. And his photograph the next day was in Time magazine and all over the world, right? So basically, it's like the idea of like what the weapon actually do, and then I basically come up with 3 words. Like I would probably like make a separate poster, but like for the time, I think like I just made an animation. So it's about courage and fear, taking life, immorality and immortality, right? Honoring life and taking a life. So to me, it's like, what does he mean? Like when he say like, this is a weapon of choice, and weapon of choice against what, right? Like, so this is just the idea that I'm trying to explore. And then, so the last one dealt with like his life, right? Like, I think that's like more related to the door call. I was watching his documentary again. Like, I do not like to come with into a project without the background research, right? And I always use my research. I do, again, like I decide what I learn, and what I realize is his career path is always working almost exclusively in a white community. Like even at the time, Life magazine is like 99% white people. And a lot of the assignment that he's giving to is actually racist, like orientated, right? Like even though they're considered a real liberal company, there's still a lot of racism that going on within the company. But he's never afraid of like going into a sea of white people and stay true of himself and actually have enough faith about his ability to actually be the voice of reason and actually know that he can make a difference. And that's what I mean by like courage, right? It's not afraid to getting into the unknown. And that's why I made this cover. Like it's basically in a sea of white, he's kind of like carved himself a space, right? He belonged there, like almost, right, forcefully. And this is just a different execution of the same idea. And then I thought the marker with this kind of violent pen stroke, like also capture the violent time during his time period. So, it's basically, again, like my design is all about idea, different execution. I'm sure there's a lot of designer I can hire to execute like the design a lot better than me, but that's not really what my concentration is. Like, I'm an art director and, drawing ideas is basically my thing. So, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Very nice.
Very,
Woo.
very interesting. Multiple designs there. And so we have Al Vargas next. Or actually, I'm sorry. No, let's go with I jumped it the wrong way here. Let's go with David Prusko.
Hi, how's everybody doing?
All right.
Great work.
Did you want to share your screen, David?
Yeah, working on it now.
Okay.
How many people do we have left?
It's you and I think just Al Vargas. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. All right.
All right. I'll be mindful. So this is a swipe, a carousel swipe. And the idea is the guy who takes a chance, who walks the line between the known and the unknown, who is unafraid of failure, will succeed. So we'll see. We'll see if that happened here. So the idea is that the typography comes from Shaft and Superfly and blaxploitation films, posters. And the idea is that as you swipe, it goes from literal to abstract and symbolic. So here's a literal interpretation. This is a shot that I took. It was on the street and it just happened to be happenstance. And I felt like it was in line with Gordon Parks's work. And it was a great interaction with this kid. I went by the window, I saw him, and then I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna go get that shot." And then I got the shot and we kind of pantomimed to each other for a little bit and had some fun. So what I'm doing is I'm taking typography, photography, the next one will be illustration, and then the final one will be mark making or logo, which personally is my strongest point, but it's probably my weakest execution. So here's the illustration. And the idea is that Gordon Parks's face is behind that. And the idea was walking from the known to the unknown. It might look a little bit more unknown than known, but the idea was to go from one to the other and take the keywords from the quote, chance, known and unknown, and unafraid. And then the last one is a marker, an icon, which I did in 2 minutes. So faculty knows when you do something in 2 minutes. And here's the result. So there's no BSing in design, photography, illustration, COMD. You can't BS your way through it. I wish I had more time with all of them, but I had a great time, and thanks to everybody for doing this. And that's it.
Thank you.
Very nice. All these folks creating multiple things. All right. So then we got Al Vargas. Talk to us. What do you got?
Oh, what I got? I mean,
What?
I got kind of stick figures, you know.
Well, there's some fans of stick figures in the chat, so you know.
Okay, let me just hopefully I can share the screen here. Can you see it?
Yes, we can. Let's talk about it.
All right, so basically, I just took the last quote. I think the last quote resonated with me more in the sense where I just try to envision the time and the images that Gordon Parks took during what he saw through his lens, or the racism going on. So I try to come up with an image. I went through my library of images and come up with an image that symbolizes the Black experience as being sacrificed, you know. So the way the position is, the model's position is just showing in a way where he's being crucified. And I concentrated on the word loneliness because as popular as he was with creating the images, going through the Black experience at that particular time can be kind of a psychological dysfunction that nobody even knows. You know, somebody can be very lonely within themselves. So that's basically it. I selected the word loneliness. I highlighted it in the middle of the image. So it was, but I put it in this particular typeface because it's a label. It's a label like, you know, you find on a crate where it says fragile. It's a stencil typeface. So that's the reason why I selected that. I mean, I distorted his hands a little bit just to influence their claws to hang on to the word, because it's really, this is just up to interpretation, put it that way, but this is how I see it. So that was it.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you so much, Al. All right. All right. So, as some of you should have already seen in the chat, I have posted the numbers of all of our participants today. Now is the time to share your votes. To participate in the voting process, you must be on the YouTube live and type in your number of choosing in the chat that's either below or on the right side. The numbers are as follows. Again, you can see all of these numbers available in the chat room as well. But we have 1 for Desiree. We have 2 for Maggie. We have 3 for Z10. We have 4 for David. We have 5 for Visakh, 6 for Al, and 7 for you. So please go ahead and post your votes. If you were a participant, you are not able to vote for yourself. It will not be counted.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can see it. It looks
Okay.
beautiful. Got all of them.
At the time, yeah, this is what I was doing in the background. You want me to put some names on there? Or,
Yeah, let's do it. Why not?
all right. That'll help.
great.
6 for
Okay.
Al and 7 for you.
Okay, can we get Desiree's number here, Justine?
Yeah, 1. Desiree
1?
is 1.
Okay.
Here, I'll just copy it in the chat for you. Please hold.
Will not be
All right,
counted.
cool. All right, and then what is Visakh? What number is he?
I just posted it in the chat because
Oh,
I'm
can
gonna
you
start.
just tell me, because I can't see the chat?
All right, Visakh is 5.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's get it. Why not?
And then Z10?
Z10 is the 3.
3?
Yeah.
Z28 Camaro? I'm not. Okay.
That's a great Camaro. It's my favorite car. Thank you for pulling it up.
And then Maggie, what's Maggie?
Maggie is number 2.
Okay, and then we have Yue Chen.
Yue Chen is 7.
Okay, and then we have Prusko.
Prusko is 4.
Yo, can you fix the order? That was specifically designed to go in a certain order. Hey, you got the order all messed up. It doesn't make any sense.
Who's
Do you know
running
how-
this thing anyway?
Do you know how fast I'm working? Come on, y'all.
We-
And Vargas is 6, correct?
We let Team Stick Figures handle the visuals here. This is
Oh,
what
come
you-
on.
Yeah.
Give me some.
Team Stick
Al is 6.
Figures.
Al Vargas is 6. You got it.
Come on.
All right, let's take a look at the chat.
Are
We
allowed
got
to vote? I didn't.
no,
get-
not for yourself.
I didn't mean for
This-
myself. I just mean in general.
Oh, well,
You-
sure.
Sure.
Is it vote or not vote?
You can maybe vote, but not for yourself. How about that?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
That's a
All
good
right.
answer.
That's fine. Put that
How
in the
do
chat.
we vote?
Just
In
put
the
it
chat on
Yeah.
YouTube.
And I'm gonna see this pad of paper, everybody. I'm calculating the votes right here.
To my students, I want to let you know I'm doing screen captures of what you're voting for here.
Nice.
I'm very grateful that
captures
Josh
here.
is taking count, like literal count, because
I love it.
I was gonna say, I'm like, honestly, I was gonna make like a generalized guesstimation. I'm also really terrible with numbers, so it would have just, who knows. So yeah, if you want to actually tally these up, just overall what I'm seeing a lot of sevens.
Right here. Okay,
seeing quite a few
I actually was totally kidding, Justine. I was just definitely kidding on that one, but
Cool.
I'm very
I mean-
grateful that Josh is taking count, like literal count, because
So
I was
so
gonna
here's
say
the
I'm
deal.
like, honestly, I'm
Here's the
like a
deal.
general-
I'm
so really
somebody-
terrible with numbers.
one second. Somebody's
who's that?
audio is like replaying here.
So
Maybe
yeah,
it's
if
me.
you want to actually tally these.
All right,
Seems
so
like
I
it was
got
me. Got it.
So let's do this. Okay, so am I gonna tally these up on my piece of paper here?
Yeah,
You're very
I believe in
official
you.
piece of
Do it.
paper. Yes.
Okay, I like to reveal.
I
like
think
to
someone
reveal-
else is tallying it. I see it on the chat.
I was doing it,
Josh.
but just somebody check it out real quick.
Okay.
Josh.
All right,
Just
I
check
will.
the-
I will.
Yo, Prusko won. Just go right to me. It's okay. Everybody else did a great job. Wonderful job. Thank you for showing up.
All right, I got 6. I got a 7, a 7, a 7, a 4, a 5. This is so hard. This 6, a 7, a 5, a 5, a 7, a 5, a 3, a 3, a 5. Damn, these are all good. A 5, a 4, a 7, 7, a 5, a 3. Team stick figure. I get a vote. Awesome. What else? 7, 3, and I think that's it. George, did you tabulate yours?
Yeah, they're in the chat.
Okay.
That's what I
All
told
right.
you.
So let me just count mine here. I got. Let me just go on mute.
It's
here.
between 5 and 7.
Okay. Give me a second. 1 minute.
Rapid voting. Let's get as many 7s or 8s. Or sorry, numbers are not my strong suit. 5 or 7. As many numbers as you see, whatever has the most numbers between 5 and 7 in the chat. Let's see it.
And now we have wife from Z10 trying to come up from behind and add some more to Z10 in the chat.
You can't do that right
Yeah,
now.
it's
This
just-
voting's
it's too
done.
late. Too late.
Come on.
Just rapid voting right now between
Sorry,
5
yeah.
and
So
7.
so George, you said between 5 and 7.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I have 5 has 8 and I have 7 has 7. So just confirm that.
I have
We're
7
really-
has 8 and 5 has 7.
Okay.
Whoa.
Math is
See,
math
do
is
we
not
need
our
a
strong
recount?
suit.
Do we need a recount? Are we
No,
going to
we're
audit this?
getting a lot of comments here with some other numbers. So we're seeing a lot of 7s happening. And I'm just gonna wait a little bit longer for the chat to go through. But it seems that 7. Oh gosh, 5. Oh,
I have
this is-
7 and
this is
5.
so-
Are they still coming through here?
Yeah, because
And
I
are
was
we
like
still counting that?
rapid numbers,
No,
like
there's
we
definitely
between
gonna
the
be a
two.
shouldn't count anybody else.
There's definitely
now.
going to be a recount of this, so we can declare.
All right, give us a minute. Me and Josh will go over it.
All right, I'm gonna go again. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. No one else vote in here on the chat. Let's go through it one more time.
See, now we need the Jeopardy music. But we'll get kicked off YouTube. So let's talk about
Yeah.
stuff. What's going on?
What's the stuff with you?
Is it the weekend yet?
Did you
We have
enjoy
a
this
panel
process?
coming up tonight. We have a panel coming up tonight.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Don't forget
Yeah.
we have the panel tonight.
Mhm.
Don't forget to enter your work in the BFA show.
And
Big facts.
Mhm.
You have
Yeah.
till tomorrow for that.
Mhm.
Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. Oh my gosh, this week flew by. Yeah. How was Eli? How did you feel about this process?
Working collaboratively was kind of stressful.
Yeah, why?
Just getting the files back and forth.
Okay.
Working collaboratively takes time, and we did not have time. But I
Right.
think I'm still very happy with what we came up with.
How long did it take y'all to like get the files to one another? Just out of curiosity. Like what?
The files uploaded pretty quick. I guess it was
Okay.
more. We were.
How was
just-
Eli? How did you feel about this process?
Oh, wait, Sarah, is that you? Do you have your sound on?
Collaboratively. Yeah. Here, hold on.
It's kind of stressful.
Yeah. Why? Okay. There we go. Cool.
Okay. No, Dropbox uploaded quickly. I think that, and we did iMessage, or text messaging to get the ideas going.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Desiree, how did you feel about the process? Oh, you're muted. Whoop.
It was fun.
Yeah. What was
Yeah.
your favorite part of it?
I
Your
like
team Gouache. So like talk to us about this medium.
Well, I like the idea of working while everybody else was working.
Yeah.
I thought that was a fun energy. Gouache is fun. It's just water-based.
Water-based
opaque watercolor.
water. Oh. They didn't teach me that in college. I didn't get my $3,000 worth. Gouache, team gouache. That's very interesting. That's a really cool medium. Maggie, you were cutting things. Crazy
Yes,
town.
I was.
Listen,
Yes, I was stuck on the camera being the window
yeah.
idea.
But cutting in general, I have literal night terrors to this day about X-Acto knifing anything. It was my least favorite project of like all time that I've ever done. It took so much time. So the fact that you were able to do that with this time constraint, amazing.
Yeah, it's an idea. It's not perfect, it's an idea.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Very strong skill set to have to be able to cut things that quickly. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I got it, everybody.
Yes, let's do it,
I
Josh.
recounted a lot of times.
Thank you. I'll do a drum roll.
I got the letter.
Keep going.
pieces.
Keep going. We have a tie. 7
What?
and 10. It's 7 and 5. Who are 7 and 5?
7 and 5. We got, I can't remember. We
Visakh
got
and you.
I
yeah,
counted each.
Visakh
I
and
counted
you.
10 votes each for 7 and 5.
Nice. Visakh and you
Yep.
are the winners for today.
All right. Okay. All right. Are we done with this? This is great.
Yeah, let me just type
Okay.
in the chat.
Yeah, let's post these on our COMD Instagram and the Facebook pages, the Facebooks. And yeah, okay. All right. I want to thank everybody who was tuning into this. This is really great. And hopefully it brought us together for today. And also tune into, as we've said many times, the panel discussion at 5:30. And that's on our YouTube channel. But thank you to our participants. This is not an easy thing to do at all. So your courage is very much respected here. And thank you so much. This has been great to share your process. And hopefully it's been a teaching moment for our students. Justine?
Yeah, same.
Very
Awesome job. Congratulations, everyone, on participating. And yeah.
Yep. Thank you, Professor Getz and Professor Garastegui for talking with us about the BFA show and any other events and things like that.
Yeah, we really look forward to seeing all your work in the BFA show.
Okay.
And
All
thank
right.
you to Josh and Justine for running a great program
Moderating,
here.
yes.
Yeah, you guys did great.
And David, thank you so
Yes.
much for getting all of the motivation out there for all of us to get together and participate. Because I know I was really scared of participating, and he encouraged me, as in just pushed me to do it.
Yes.
Hey, David.
Great job by everybody. It was interesting to see the different processes and the outcomes. So
Yes.
I think it was highly successful. Well done to everybody.
Yeah, I
10 out
think
of
so
10.
too. I think
Great to see.
showing the work and everything was fine. It was good. Worked out great. Okay. All right. Be well, everybody.
This was
Be
super
safe.
fun, guys. Thank you.
Nice
See you
to
in the
see
next time.
everybody.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you.
Bye bye.
Much love from COMD. See you all
See you guys
later.
tonight at the panel.
Bye.
Bye. Are we off the live now?
Yep, I just ended it. That's
Cool.
cool.